Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the This is the Music Meets Podcast, an independent podcast show that's dedicated to shining a light on indie and alternative artists from across the UK and Ireland. If you are new to the podcast, then please hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any brand new episodes, and feel free to leave a comment as it really does help us beat those algorithms. It's now time for episode 132, and making a very welcome return to the This is the Music Meets podcast are the Malakites. Over the course of today's episode, we're going to chat about the band's brand new single, Lucy, their upcoming UK tour, their highly anticipated debut EP, and much, much more. So it is a very warm welcome to Weber and Rizzo from the Malakites. Lads, thanks very much for coming on. How are you both doing this evening?
Doing fucking great, mate.
What a start. It's got crack on, man. It's all open here.
Yeah, I'm doing all good, man. How are you all doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Life's a bit up and down, but yeah, overall, yeah, pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. How about you, Rizzo?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Yeah, just enjoying a couple beers after work. Not work, uni work. That's what it is.
Yeah,
mate.
You're out doing. Yeah, I'm on the tea here, mate. So
on the Malin mug,
Get it going. Brilliant, love it. Look, it's obviously great to have you back on, as we were just chatting there off air before we started, and if anyone wants to go back and watch that previous episode, it's September 2022, man.
I know, it's crazy.
Ago. Yeah,
wow,
I was looking earlier. Just insane, really. Look, the link to that episode, if you're watching on YouTube, is going to be up on the screen any second now, and it'll also be in the episode bio for anyone listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, etc., etc. So obviously, the last time that I saw you both was backstage, and obviously on stage, but backstage predominantly at the Isle of Wight Festival. If you can remember that far back, how was the show for you? And can you remember your festival experience?
Yeah, it was really good, man. It was nice seeing you as well for the first time, I think, in person. Yeah, it was really cool. We had a great weekend, lots of good memories, some ones that are not clean that I probably shouldn't share. But yeah, it was really good, man. I had a great time. I think our performance was okay. It was definitely could have been better and stuff. It was a really weird period for us as a band, I would say. A bit of a hiatus because we were recording and stuff, but yeah, I think me and Rizzo had a good time. Sure, I agree.
The problem with I think we played pretty well, but the thing that stands out for me is two things. It was all my fault. One, my strap decided to fall off.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that.
He comes in, and the sound tech had to run over and like kind of duct tape it together while I was still playing.
It's a running pattern here, Dan, isn't there? It's happened a few times, and I never noticed it until
it happened at Tramshed as well. The screw actually came out on my bass, and
what time was that? What gig was that?
No, it was Tramshed Circle Waves, like right at the end. Luckily, it was right at the end of the set, so it didn't really matter. But and then the second bit that for me anyway in that Isle of Wight gig was that I'd planned with Noah that at the end of our set that I'd stand on the crowd barrier, and that he can come around behind us. So Noah being the guy that drives us and our good mate as well. That I'd stand on the barrier and he'd kind of hold me up. But I went to do that and he didn't realise that was the bit I wanted to do it in. I just kind of tried
I was unaware of this.
It didn't really work. And then he came walking over like half a song later. I was like, oh no, never mind.
Oh, bless him.
I was getting a beer, man. I was busy, that's probably what the reaction was, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
Brilliant. No, it's a great first time I've ever been. So it was really nice actually to see how it all knitted together and everything. It was personally, I thought it was really slick in terms of getting bands on and off the stage and that. I thought they did a pretty good job with that.
Oh, 100%, especially the shuttle buses as well from where we were camping. Like, if you walked from like where we were camping to even this feeding stage and main stage, because it's pretty close together, you're looking at about a 40-minute walk. And I did that once or twice after having a few drinks. But yeah, the shuttle buses definitely came in clutch for it's quite a slick festival compared to like other ones that we've played. Like, Why Not's great, and I suppose it's a lot smaller, so you don't really need the shuttle bus and stuff. But everything just seemed to be a little bit more in order, and do you know what I mean? It just like I'm sure Rizzo will agree as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't feel with Why Not? I feel like the allotment stage we played, it was kind of tucked away in a corner, which is obviously we're very grateful for the experience.
We're just slagging off the festival now. Wow.
I'm very grateful, but it's kind of like if you wanted to go, it was not a tent that you just come across. You'd have to actively go to it. Whereas in Isle of Wight, I feel like it's just one that people would just walk past and pop in.
Oh, I hope that happens again.
Yeah, no, that one there, Isle of Wight, is in a good location. Just was it the Big Top opposite? Yeah, Big Top opposite, and then obviously on the route down then to sort of the main stage, and I can't remember the river stage. Yeah, so pretty good location, I think, to try and get a few people in. If anyone couldn't work out where it was, there was that big, I don't know, I can't remember what it's called, that fairground ride that just kept going upside down the whole time.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that
was a blur really that weekend, but it was from what I can remember, it was so good. We really had a good laugh, didn't we?
So obviously there's lots to chat about really with what's going on with the Malakites at the moment, but let's get straight into the new single. It's obviously been out for a couple of days. It's had a really good reaction from what I've seen across the socials. I mean, you must be buzzing with that, right?
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I've not really been using social media much recently, mainly because I've just been working and stuff like that. But yeah, from what I have seen, I mean, it's doing all right, I suppose. Yeah, we haven't paid for our campaign or anything like that. We've just put it out basically, which maybe we will later down the line. But we kind of just said, just put it out there. We've not released music for 2 years. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, it's a pretty good reaction so far. I mean, I've not had like any bad like responses off it or any sort of like not even any destructive criticism or anything like that. It's always been pretty positive.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have said like it's a bit different from what we've done before, which is kind of the idea for this EP, to draw people in, and then the rest of the EP is going to sound like everything else. No, I'm joking, but I don't know. No, I think I'm quite happy with it, man. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's definitely the lead single, of the EP. I think it's definitely one of the strongest. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I don't think we were quite expecting, because we hadn't released since 2023, right at the start.
Yeah.
I don't think we really remembered what it's like the day of releasing a song and like just stare. I was just staring at Spotify for artists, just looking at everything coming through. And I think it's quite cool, like getting Newport City Radio Track of the Week, I think.
Yeah.
So, we're in the Newport County. I don't know if it's Newport City or Newport County, but their pre-match playlist for their stadium.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a really good reaction. I haven't heard anything negative about it either. And it's been really nice. Yeah. I feel like we've done it justice.
Yeah, definitely.
I kind of want a negative comment now. I want someone to like say it's really shit.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
I am obviously only joking there. But obviously you sort of touched on it a little bit there, really, with sort of like the sound of Lucy, because obviously the previous releases, like Morning After and sometimes obviously you've kind of like got that sort of anthemic sort of indie rock sort of soaring guitar riffs sort of sound in it. Obviously Lucy is sort of the complete opposite really to that in many aspects. So why then have you decided to sort of mix or rip your sound up?
I don't think it was done deliberately. I think like originally I wrote that song in this room, I think, and I sort of just lost it. Like I come across like some notes, and I had the lyrics. I think I remember a little bit to that. So I looked at the date of like them notes, and I found the video. I was either a video or like a voice memo, and I went back and just like sort of touched it up a little bit and made sure it was all good. Introduced it to the lads, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's really good." And then we tested it out at gigs and stuff, got a really good response. And then Tebow, like I think me and him had like sort of an idea, but he initiated it, "Oh, it'd be good to have piano on that." I was like, "Yes, yeah, well, I'm 100%." And then Tebow just bloody owns that song with his guitar. Like, to be fair play to him, he's done a really good job with the guitar. But I don't know. I don't think it was done deliberately. But then once we did have that recorded, I think it was definitely a good idea to make that the lead single and get that one out first. Yeah, it's definitely a bit different to our previous stuff, but I'm looking forward, because to mixing up our sound a little bit, because especially since we've got Woody in the band now, and he's got some ideas and stuff, which is really nice and refreshing. So I'm looking forward to it.
I actually remember the day you brought. So I knew Lucy because you played it to us a couple times. Remember the day in rehearsal when we finally tried to put the song together, and there was no
no,
there's no stopping and trying going, oh, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? It kind of just fell into place in about 2 tries.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Very quick.
It was like, oh my God, this song's, well, for me anyway, I was like, oh my God, that's a banger. I remember the first time we played it was our headline show last year in the Globe.
Was that the first time?
Yeah, that was the first time we played it.
Wow.
And we've played it ever since, haven't we?
One of our mates' mums are called Lucy, so I'm pretty sure I said something silly on the microphone. I said, "Oh, this one's for you." Or something. I'm not going to say a full name. Yeah, I did that.
Brilliant. And maybe for those people that haven't actually heard it yet, if you could summarize Lucy in 5 words as to, basically why people should go and listen to it, what would you tell them?
I'd say quirky, edgy. No, I'm joking. I don't know. Actually, I can't answer that question really. It's quite a difficult one. Do you want to answer it, Dan?
Solo, great bass. There we go.
I disagree with that. Nice.
Brilliant.
It's a good bop, isn't it?
It is, man. I really liked it. As soon as I heard it, obviously, you just both touched on there, really, to be fair, obviously, with the piano and obviously the guitar riff, just straight away, just, instantly captivates you. Look, the musicianship, as on the other releases as well, but on this one, I think they really do, they really do stand out, probably just that little bit more, I guess, maybe, obviously playing with each other, obviously, for a longer period of time since the previous releases. I think that's sort of coming through, not saying that you didn't know what you were doing before, but sort of this time you knew straight away the direction that you wanted to go in with the song.
We just come off tour when we started recording this EP, didn't we?
So we had a 2-week break or week break or something.
Yeah.
And then we went into the studio. I needed that break, man. But we went straight back in the studio, didn't we?
Yeah, I think it was because they were so fresh and we just played a 9-10 date tour. We could just go into the studio and just play these songs like we play them live, obviously separately, but I think the chemistry at that time was just unmatched. It just all came together really quickly.
I don't think I was there when we first started recording it.
No.
I think I literally just came down for sort of my bits, not deliberately, but I think I showed up a little bit later. I watched a couple of things get done. Ashley originally recorded the piano, but we won't talk about that. But he had a few cans and didn't quite fall through. Yeah. But at least he tried. Support the counts.
So you have kind of just touched on it a little bit there, obviously because you've got an EP coming out at some point in 2025. I think it's fair to say that it's probably been sort of quite highly anticipated really from the fans of the Malakites. So can you tell us really why now? Why is 2025 the right time for the Malakites to put out an EP?
I don't know. I just feel like we took the mick with releases, in the past. It's been, like Dan said earlier, it's been so long since we've had released music, and that's not deliberately as well. Stuff happens, band members and just time in and funding as well. But I just feel like it'd be nice to actually have a collective piece of music out there that people can just listen to in a row. And yeah, like, obviously eventually we'll all find out, but I feel like every single song on the EP, like, sort of like, they're all like different in their own way. They just belong together, if that makes sense,
Yeah,
rather than
yeah.
them all like sort of being like a separate release and stuff. They deserve to be like living in the same house.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that. Living in the same house. I like that.
we've always spoke about releasing an EP as well, haven't we?
Oh yeah.
I remember when I first came into the band in 2022, 2021, I can't remember. It was like something we were talking about then, and it's just so nice to finally have this collection, like Weber just said, to put out. I don't know, yeah.
Do you remember my original idea?
Yeah, it was to follow a night out or something.
No. It was no, it wasn't sort of. It was like Into Tonight, Night Tomorrow, and then Morning After. But that would have been cool. But obviously not meant to happen.
And looking then, obviously with Lucy, obviously we've sort of touched on obviously more of a sort of like a ballady sort of sounding track. Is that going to be sort of like the overriding theme of the EP when it finally lands, or is it going to be a combine the sort of previous mentioned before, like the anthemic sort of like indie rock sound? But what can you tease us with? What can you tell us?
I mean, yeah, with the ballad thing, my dad said that, like, not in a bad way. He was like, "Oh, there's not much of a melody there. It's more of a ballad." He didn't mean that in a nasty way. Because I always show my dad some of the stuff we do. But yeah, so that I would say Lucy is probably the only real like ballad type of thing on there. We got a song to the start. The song was in the start of the EP. I would say that's more of like an early U2 thing. Dan reckons I like Monkeys, but I can't really hear that. But yeah, I think that's like it's what we open up with, and I just feel like it's like, yeah, it's definitely a start. Like, it's definitely good to have that on the start of an EP. There's another song on there, which I got tattooed, and that is like, I don't know, that's proper like melodic, like, it's proper like I can dance to that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And then yeah, there's another song on there which is like second from last, which is like, yeah, like probably just, yeah, proper indie, I'd say. Like, it's been here before. But and then the last song is like an acoustic song with just me and the acoustic, so I kind of went a bit silly with that. But yeah, it's I like it. I like the sound of all of them.
Yeah, I think Weber just touched on it as well. I describe it like each of the songs are in the same house but different rooms, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
They all sound like they belong together, but they're all different in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've done a really good job of it, but that'll be judged when it comes out, won't it?
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And have you got any idea when you might be looking to get that out? Is it going to be maybe sort of like in time for festival season, or maybe after, or any ideas at this? Or is it?
I think hopefully before festival season, really. I mean, we're touring it next month. The original plan was to have it out before that, but we're not the first band to do that. I think the K's are touring their new album before it gets released, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I think.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So yeah, it's been done before, and maybe when it comes out, we'll do another tour. We'll see what happens. But yeah, no, I don't know. It might, maybe we'll just test it out and see what happens. But hopefully before festival season, fingers crossed. But if not, summer at the latest, or yeah, around festival season.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, really exciting times. And when you were sort of like recording and writing the EP, was there any sort of like artists or maybe an album that kind of like had a like a particular influence in how you were trying to write and even maybe recording the EP?
So yeah, I would say one song in particular, bringing it back to my U2 days. Yeah, I feel like the influence for that was a song called "Out of Control" by U2, and I kind of wanted to do something similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
Lucy, I don't know, because I just kind of just wrote Lucy just as myself, whatever, and introduced to the lads. But yeah, but we definitely had like an idea with the piano. I think it was mainly Tebow's idea, and we love CBC, so I feel like that sort of come from Tebow, because showed that boy CBC, and he's absolutely obsessed with them now, which is fair. Like, they're so good. So I'd say Lucy, like, I feel like the piano and stuff was Tiba's idea, and that's definitely sort of an influence from CVC. And then, yeah, I don't know though. I mean, we've all got our influences, and we've all added our own little bit to it. But yeah, some of the songs on there were wrote years ago. Some of the songs were wrote on there before More Than After, and that was wrote in 2020. So yeah, wow. We've held on to some of them songs. So we've got so much more as well, but it just be so nice to get them out because they deserve to be heard, I think. So yeah.
See what happens. Cool. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to it when it does eventually land. And as I say, can't wait for that to happen. Obviously we touched on at the beginning of the podcast, obviously about you that you obviously played at the Isle of Wight Festival, obviously this summer and that, which was last summer even, and obviously was a great time for you boys. But let's sort of fast forward a little bit to the here and now. Because obviously you're going to be doing an 8-date headline tour of the UK starting next month and going into April. I've got my ticket for London. I got that before we did this podcast tonight, which I'm buzzing to see you boys live again. The ticket link for anyone who hasn't got a ticket yet will be in the episode bio. So how excited are the Malakites to be going back out on tour again?
Yeah, really excited. We had an absolute great time around this time last year. Like, so many good memories were made. I'm sure Dan will agree. We've got like new like lingos now from that tour. Like, because obviously we were like trapped in this van, and we just got like new sayings. Like, I'm sure we said the word spa, which is like a Welsh sort of slang for like mate or whatever. Like, probably about 1 million times.
I just remember what sums it up, is when the first date of the tour, we were arriving in Manchester, and there was a camera crew, nothing to do with us, obviously. I remember all of us seeing the camera crew, and they were just filming the street, and we were like, all hanging out the window, going, "Oh, guys, don't worry, it's just no, cameras, please." And I think that pretty much sums up the entire thing. We were just in menaces in different cities, and it was a lot of fun.
No, we're very respectful. But
yeah, sure, totally believe you. Obviously on this tour, you're obviously visiting a couple of cities for the first time. Obviously got Southampton, Glasgow, and Skegness in there, which I think is part of the Shine On Festival. Is that 10th anniversary, I believe?
Yeah, that's it. We love Shine. It's great. It'd be the third time we played it, I think. It'd be the third time we played it. Look, but it's weird though, because normally we just played the one in Minehead. So this is like, that like you just said, the 10-year anniversary. Never been to Skegness. I don't actually know where it is. I don't know a clue where it is.
I haven't got a clue.
Well, I hope you find out before you set.
Hopefully, man. But yeah, no, I love that. I love that festival. It'll be interesting to play it at a different venue, basically. Southampton's lush. I've been there loads. Dan's girlfriend's from there, so yeah, we caught the ferry from Southampton to Isle of Wight, didn't we? I think. Yeah. That was a laugh in itself. Yeah, Glasgow. Hopefully, right. This Glasgow show goes ahead. We've meant to like play Glasgow. This would be the third time, hopefully third time lucky. First time we were doing a festival, and they got pulled last minute. What was it? I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, I think the Stanleys were on there. Michael Gallagher was on there, and it got pulled last minute. So we're like, okay. And then we were meant to do it back in October, but yeah, stuff sort of hit the fan. We weren't quite ready, and I thought it's definitely better to wait and make sure we're all ready rather than just doing it for the sake of doing it. Do you know what I mean? But hopefully, third time lucky, and we'll play Glasgow.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And Dan, I'll come to you on this question. For people that haven't seen the Malakites yet, why should they come down and get a ticket for this tour?
Oh God! Right, we are. I don't know. I think we write good music. It'll be a good laugh. I think it's an added bonus of supporting grassroots music venues and all of that. And you're helping 4 lads from Cardiff live their dream of touring the country, playing the music that they'd written. I don't know anyone who's grown up wanting to do that all their life. And I think if you want to come along and see our insanely good tunes, you should.
You also get to see me in person, which is obviously a bonus.
But... That's the worst
part. Brilliant. Well, there you go. What more could you ask for right there? So, on every This Is the Music Meets podcast, we ask our guests a series of questions that are sort of designed to be a little bit more sort of like light-hearted and just kind of like help the listeners also as well find out a little bit more about the artists that we are into or having a little chat with on the podcast. So the first question is, can you tell me 3 songs that you wish you'd written?
You go first.
It can be from anything. It can be, like your classic, like Beatles or Stones or something like that, or maybe even something that's, from the sort of underground, new music sort of scene type of thing.
Go on, Dan. You go first, bro.
I wish I've got 3 songs, is it?
Yeah, 3 songs, yeah, if you can.
Something by the Beatles. I think that's the greatest love song written of all time.
Mm-hmm.
What about Lucy?
By the Blinders, called Brutus. I think that's an unbelievable song. But I'm into my punk, so And then I'm really into my Squid at the moment, so I'll say Narrator by Squid.
Right, okay, nice, yeah, like that. The couple of artists there at the end for me to check out. And how about you, Weber?
Yeah, Lars, There She Goes. Last There She Goes, I'd say With or Without You by U2 and Gangnam Style, definitely. That's mine.
Yep. Man, wow, that tune, yeah, that still blows my mind every time I see it.
My head now.
Yeah, he's the same thing. I can just hear it. But that's the thing. It's so annoying that it just gets stuck in your head, right?
Tune, mate. That's why I want. That's why I want to write.
It was actually his number 1 listened to song on Spotify last year, Weber. I won it.
Don't remember that,
mate. So, which artists on the underground, new music scene, have you been checking out over the last sort of 12 months or so?
Harvey J. Dogson's pretty good. Is that how you say it?
I think so. Yeah.
Subterranea, brilliant. Shale,
yeah, love those boys. Yeah.
Casual Smart, Basic State, Papa Dupes. So many. I could go on for hours. Any ones of you, Dan?
No, you've said the ones I've been listening to. Airflow and Water Pistol as well. I've been enjoying.
Yeah, they're class, man. I really like Airflow. They're really good, and they were great at Isle of Wight as well. Actually, I need to see them next time they're on tour.
Good boys.
Yeah,
they're back now. I think they got a new frontman and stuff, but yeah, they're back. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. Their new lineup as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. You're allowed to see one final song from your favourite artist in your favourite venue. Who are you choosing?
Oh, that's actually a difficult one.
Well, I'm gonna have to go the Blinders again. I'll say one I haven't actually heard live from them, but I think it'd be amazing live. I think it'd be Orbit, Salmon of Alaska.
Nice.
Closer on their first album, and it's really, really cool.
Cool. Loving that. Weber, how are you getting on there?
Oh, Trudge. Do they have to be alive?
No, don't have to be. No.
Imagine seeing Smells Like Teen Spirit live by Nirvana in like a really small like live music venue, like club or something upstairs. Like that'd be nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it is sort of an eye roll though. Smells Like Teen Spirit, but it'd be so sick. There'd be so many limbs, like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'd love to. That's probably. I'm just going to say that one.
Cool. Liking that a lot. So, if you could only play one Malakite song for the rest of your musical career, but you had to play it in a different style, so it could be, like jazz or, punk or death metal or whatever, Which maybe not death metal, but yeah, which song would you choose, and obviously which style would you look to play it in?
Lucy could make a great jazz song.
Oh, yeah.
You can definitely hear it, can't you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Saxophone going.
Yeah. Take the guitar. Unfortunately, have to take the guitar out or turn it down a bit.
Yeah. Rose's death metal. Imagine. Oh my god. No, I'll probably say what Dan said, to be fair. Yeah, Lucy jazz would be quite interesting.
Cool. Okie dokie. Right. So, what member of the band would be the best contestant on Mastermind?
Tebow.
Yeah. Unanimous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I hope that this doesn't happen just before it does, and if it does, I'm can't be held responsible for it. But if your tour bus broke down in the middle of nowhere, which band member would you send to go and find help?
Tebow.
No way.
You get lost.
Oh. Surely the newest member has to do all the dirty work. Go on, Woody. He can go.
Yeah.
Find some out.
Tebow would just be sleeping. He'd just be moaning the whole time, wouldn't he? He'd be like, "Oh, I don't want to do it."
Yeah, we'd all be doing that.
True.
We'd all be stressed and moaning.
Surely it would make more sense just to leave the driveway of the car, just get an Uber to the venue or something. Could you imagine? Nah.
So if aliens landed and asked you to explain indie music using one of the Malakites songs, which one would you pick?
Only sometimes, I'd say.
Yeah.
How would we describe it? I'd just say electric. Very electric. Loud.
Fun.
What about you, Dan?
Fun. I know. I think that's the most important part about indie music. It's got to be fun, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's beyond me. That's not smart enough for these questions.
Would you rather headline Glastonbury or have a sandwich named after you at your favourite cafe?
I don't know, mate. What happened with the sandwich?
Gotta be the sandwich, right?
Well, it's gotta be the sandwich, mate. Gotta be the sandwich.
Would you,
oh wow.
I thought that was going to be a tough decision then, but
yeah.
No brainer there. We're getting a laugh out of you. We'll go with that one, right? So, would you rather have a personal theme tune song that plays every time you enter a room, or have a sound effect every time you interact with the crowd on stage?
Right? You get like the Rockies. No, actually, I think it'd be funny if you got the Looney Tunes theme tune every time I walked into a room. That'd be great.
I don't know. Step into Christmas would be quite funny because you just walk into a building. It's not even Christmas. It's like the middle of summer or something. Just saying, "Step into Christmas." It'd be quite funny. Boiling hot rehearsal room.
And would you rather have a tour documentary about the Malakites, narrated by David Attenborough, or sort of produced by MTV? We know that sort of like early, sort of 2000s vibe.
I don't know, because it could go two ways. The MTV stuff has been done loads before, and yeah, it's cool. But could you imagine David Attenborough being like, "So right here we have a hungover Tebow"? That would just be brilliant. I feel like I'm going with David Attenborough, mate.
Yeah,
actually brilliant.
Yeah,
I don't think he has enough words to describe just what we get up to. I think he'd probably give up halfway through.
Get on the piss with David Attenborough, mate. Get him, get loads of drinks and that'd be great. Take him on a night out in Cardiff. He'd love it.
Brilliant. Would love to see it.
One day.
And kind of like then finally, obviously we've spoken about obviously you got the tour coming up, and obviously an EP at some point. But what else does 2025 hold in store for the Malakites?
Yeah, obviously more music. Hopefully some more festivals. Hopefully some more support slots. We've not really done much support slots, really, to be honest, which we should. Yeah, hopefully we jump on some more support slots. Yeah, just keeping busy. Hopefully, keeping active. But yeah, should be really good. Much more content in general.
Yeah, sure, wicked. Well, look, I'm looking forward, as I said, obviously coming down to the tour in London, and obviously that EP as well when it finally comes out, and obviously absolutely loving listening to Lucy. So, look, unfortunately, Webber and Rizzo, that is the end of the This Is the Music Meets podcast. Thank you so much for coming on and being such great guests. But before I do let you go, can you just let the This Is the Music listeners know exactly where they can find the Malakites on social media?
It's at the Malakites _official on Facebook and Instagram, and then it's at T Malakites on Twitter. Also, you can just Google us. It's like we're on Google and stuff nowadays. Which is
we've got a proper little thing that comes up when you type in our name.
Yeah, I look about 15 of them, which is great. 15-year-old Webber.
Brilliant. Well, you've done me job. I don't need to put those links in the episode bio because just go straight to Google and you'll find it. No, look, we'll obviously put those in the episode bio as long as well with the tour dates and the ticket links for that as well. Look, as I said before, I can't wait for London. I'm really looking forward to seeing you live again and catching up. And look, wish you both and the band obviously clearly continued success with what's going on, because it sounds like you've got some really really big things coming up this year, and fingers crossed that everything goes in the way and the direction that you want it to go in.
Thank you for having us, mate, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you in London. Be good, have a few beers, should be a laugh.
Thank you very much, Mark.
And all that leaves me to say is to thank everyone for tuning in to the latest This Is the Music Meets podcast. Please subscribe so you never miss out on any brand new episodes. And if you're loving the podcast, show us some love by giving us a rating and written review, as it really does help the artists we interview to be discovered. If you're listening to this episode on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, then stay tuned, because at the end of this episode, you'll be able to hear Lucy, which is the brand new single from the Malakites. I'll see you very, very soon for another This Is the Music Meets podcast. But before we wrap up this episode, I just want to say a huge thank you to each and every person who voted for This Is the Music at the Muso Awards as an indie influencer. Your support has blown me away, and it truly does mean the world. Remember, the future is bright, the future is indie, and I'll see you very, very soon for another This Is the Music Meets podcast.